previously on NerdTalk. Because the secret wouldn't be gone. So how does anybody else find the house? Maybe because who is protecting died? The secret is fails or something? I don't know. But back to this chapter. So yeah, we finally learn her name's Petunia. I still don't think that we've heard the word Vernon yet. So we learn her name's Petunia. We know that McGonagall's been sitting here all day. And then he asks Petunia, what is Harry's name? Howard. So we got Harvey, Harold, Howard now. No, Harry. It's Harry. And then... Hey nerds, welcome back to Nerd Talk with Silver and Ray, where we chat about our favorite topics in TV, movies, gaming, books, comics, and more. I'm Silver.
And I'm Ray.
Yay, today we're talking about Marvel versus DC. You know, what makes those Marvel movies better than DC or more popular than DC or whatever. Because, you know, I've always been on the DC side because I'm like Superman.
Yeah. And I started off reading in general in life because I've read DC comics. So DC has always been like my first go-to as well. But man, other than like the Christopher Reeves movies, like when we were growing up, I just feel like DC movies that lack something. I don't know what it is. I'm not a director, producer, whatever. I can't figure it out. But like, I'm just thinking when the first, like the Marvel verse, or I think that's what it's called, Marvel verse movies started coming out, like the Iron Man and the Avengers and all of that. Those movies were so good. And at first I was kind of like, because that's what I thought I was going to go into it.
Yeah.
Thinking I don't like it. I mean, I am a Spider-Man fan. I was like, I can handle like a Spider-Man movie. But it feels like every, 6 years, not even, they rehash. Did the Labubus decide to just go? They're like, we're done with this.
Haunted.
We're done with this topic. The Labubus are like, peace out.
Bye.
But no, I went into like the DC movies always excited and then left lackluster, and then I went into the Marvel movies thinking I was not gonna like them, and I loved them. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what is it like that Marvel has that DC doesn't? Is it like the acting? I don't know, because I think Henry with Justice League was a good actor. Maybe Ben Affleck wasn't. And I always thought what was her name, Wonder Woman, Gal
Gadot.
I always thought she was great. But now I'm seeing so many memes and like articles and stuff about how people hate her acting.
Oh no.
And they're like comparing
She's so nice though.
Right? Like, see, maybe I'm just like, I don't know. I just go into it thinking everyone's great. But so many people are saying so many bad things about her. And like her last movie, where she wears like the golden outfit. I saw it because Pedro Pascal is in it. And I thought, Pedro Pascal is in it. This movie's going to be great. And
the 1984 one?
Yeah, and it wasn't. And
I thought about seeing the 1984 Wonder Woman because I did like the first Wonder Woman. Yeah. But then, and you know, 1984 is my birth year, so I was like, they're thinking about me. But then I was like, so I didn't see it. But I think to start, like superhero movies, Marvel or DC just weren't doing well, period. And I don't know just because if they were bad or whatever, but people weren't latching on to them like they do now when, you know, Avengers started coming out and that stuff really sparked the revolution of it, I think. But before that, I think superhero movies, they were like, I don't know if this is going to be good. And a lot of times it wasn't good. I know a lot of the original like Fantastic Fours and a lot of those original movies, you know, besides Superman from the 80s or 70s or whatever, you know, those movies were good, but you know, people weren't like, oh, let's make the rest of the comic book characters. That wasn't a thing. So I think people had to get on board with superhero movies being a thing. Yeah. And then that aspect of it probably led to more funding for them, more money for them, and then you were getting better people, better like probably better fans, being growing up to the age where they're directors and producers and stuff, where now they're like, I want to do this justice, not just to have some piddly version of it in video form. Like they really wanted to say, oh, we want to the fans to love this because I'm also a fan. So I think that was a progression from, oh, we're superhero movies, or to like, oh, superhero movies, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. Like John Farrell, I always say his last name wrong. He mentions that
Favreau, I think.
Favreau. He mentions that in I think it's like an episode called Legacy,
Mm-hmm.
for when he's talking about the Mandalorian. But he mentioned something along that line, like he grew up being just a fan.
Yeah.
And then, he wanted to make the scene be like what he felt in his heart.
Sure.
And so a lot of producers are coming out now and they're doing that. And they're like, I've read this comic book nonstop as a kid, and I read this story so much as a child.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to, that fantasy that they felt when they were reading, they really want to put that out there on film. And I do think that helps a lot. And of course, the acting helps a lot too.
Yeah.
With Iron Man, I think that cast was really good. And I think that made the movie amazing in itself. And then I know that they recast Spider-Man, like I said, I feel like every few years. And Tobey Maguire started off strong because the first couple of movies I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last ones, I was just like it was
And
hard.
that's DC. No,
That's Marvel.
That's Marvel.
So that's Marvel. So it started off strong
Uh-huh.
with Tobey Maguire, and then it
I
just,
like Tobey Maguire.
yeah, the first two were great, but then I feel like the last ones were just, they fizzled out really bad. People still make fun of that last one.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's still a meme that people use to make fun of. And Tobey Maguire got so mad about it. He gets mad about it now because and he gets so grumpy about it. But listen, like, it's a lot of weight on your shoulders when you're acting as a superhero. So
Sure.
yeah, if you come out with two movies that are great, you get the audience to love you, and then suddenly you come out with movies that aren't great. And granted, of course, he's not the writer, the producer,
Right.
director, but he is the face of the franchise in many ways.
Sure.
So people take it out on him, and he got really mad about it. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was great in my opinion too.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, spoiler if you haven't seen them, Gwen dying, it's too much for me. Like I can't. And the way she dies, and I know they kind of touch up on it on that one where they had all three of them.
Yeah.
And which that movie was amazing. We saw that one in theaters. I actually got you to go see that
Yeah, I
one.
went with you. And I like Tom.
I love Tom.
So, I like Tom and I like Andrew Garfield. I like Andrew Garfield in pretty much everything he's ever been in. He's an amazing actor. And then just Tom really fit the character a lot, because he's a young boy.
Yeah, which is what Peter is at that age.
Yeah. Yeah, all of that origin is him as a young boy, so that makes sense. And the animated one was amazing too. I didn't see the second one, but the first one was really good. And
Into the Spider-Verse is
yeah.
the second one. That, I tell you, I think that tipped me from always being, am I a really DC person with Superman, or am I really a Marvel person with Spider-Man?
Sure.
I really feel like the animated one with Miles Morales tipped me over to being more Spider-Man. Because the animation was great, everything about it. The representation, Miles Morales being Spanish and
Slash
growing
black.
up, half Spanish, half black, growing up in New York,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes, I'm
so
sure
much.
you're related to him being in New York and being Spanish.
And Spider-Man in general, he's always from New York. It's funny because I always, that train station for where he grew up, I had always passed it when I was going to see my aunt in Queens.
Yeah.
So I know I always sound so uneducated. Forest Hills, I think, Forest whatever. Whenever we got to that train station, it was like an intersection station. So a lot of times we would have to get off to take another train because like my mom cheated a lot since she's handicapped. She can't cross big streets in New York. So sometimes there was tunnels in the train stations where you could essentially cross the street
under the street. Sure.
So she would cheat and she would do it that way, and that was a big intersection run. So there was a lot of different avenues she can go and say, okay, we're gonna take this just so that we don't have to cross the street outside.
Right.
And we used to do that if it was snowing out there. She couldn't do it, and every time I was like, okay, because I just wanted to pretend that we were like in Spider-Man's neighborhood. I was like, even though we never really went upstairs and we were just in the subway, I would always like to pretend.
Yeah, so, whatever level school you at? You're
I'm like,
you're in the neighborhood.
I'm in the neighborhood, man. So I always liked Spider-Man for that, but it was very casual with Spider-Man. And then when that movie came out, it really tipped me over. I even noticed more like my wardrobe is more Spider-Man. Like even when when you were saying earlier, like how many Marvel shirts, how many DC shirts do I have? And I'm like, man, I have 2 DC shirts, and I have like a wardrobe full of
Sure.
Marvel.
Well, we need to talk about what's DC and what's Marvel because I can't keep up. Like, I feel like most of it's Marvel, and then there's a few DC. Like, I know Batman and Superman are DC.
Yeah. Wonder
Um,
Woman.
Wonder Woman, sure,
It's
sure, and the
DC.
Flash.
Yes, The Flash. I like the TV show The Flash. I know we're talking more
Yeah.
about movies and everything with that, but the actor who plays The Flash, since I can't stand him, he ruined The Flash cinematically for me.
That
Uh,
one guy who was in
uh,
the Fantastic Beast movies.
Cursor or something.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
he's
even.
losing his mind or something.
Yeah, I can't get with him. So he ruined the Flash for me cinematically. But yes, the Flash, Green Arrow.
So a lot of stuff that was on CW is you're saying is a DC
Yes,
stuff.
all those CW shows, which the first few seasons of all those shows were amazing.
Sure.
I think maybe am I in love with Melissa with Supergirl? Yeah, duh. Have you seen
Well,
her?
she was on Glee too, and
Yeah,
that
and
makes
she
it
was on
cool.
Glee, and so was the other
The
actor
Flash
that
guy
did
was on.
Flash.
Yes, he was on
He
Glee.
was on Glee. So like, yeah, they're all great. I loved all of that. We watched most of those, but then they just went too far with the Flash. They kept changing the timelines on me, and for someone who loves time travel and sci-fi, I was like, no, I
No,
can't.
they always go too far in CW.
Mhm.
Like, how many seasons were Supernatural?
I know.
Like, how many demons can you find in this,
That's
universe
funny.
or whatever? But
People love Supernatural though.
what about the Punisher? I mean, yeah, they loved it to the end, I'm sure.
I believe that's Marvel.
Okay, what
I don't know
about
him enough. I know because like he's been changed in like pop culture. Like people use his icon for stuff that he's absolutely against. So I
right?
haven't really followed up on him enough.
Okay, what about that black guy? What the black bald guy? What is he? What is his name?
The black bald
He
guy,
he had that show on
Luke.
CW or something.
Luke.
Maybe it was Netflix.
Luke.
Yeah, he's like super invulnerable or something, and he's really strong.
Yes, because that's where that Jessica series came from
Yeah,
too.
that girl is
Luke
part of that.
Kane or
Yeah, I think
something.
so. I don't know.
Yeah, and what's her name? Rosario Dawson was in that too.
Yeah.
She's in everything though. She's in Marvel and DC and Star Wars and
How
everything.
rude.
She's hard to keep up with. She's in everything. Don't go
I'm
by
part of
her.
every universe.
She's in every universe.
Oh
Yeah, because she's in the Lego Batman movie.
my gosh.
I know, I know, but no, yeah, those were good. I didn't watch those. Michael watched those, but
Yeah, I
those were
watched a
really
little
good.
bit of them.
Those are Marvel.
There's a Marvel.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, those are Marvel because they talk about Daredevil is in that. There's that Daredevil's part of
Right. Universe.
that TV universe,
Okay.
and they mentioned that. Well, he's in the latest Spider-Man movie with
Uh-huh.
Tom,
Uh-huh.
because
So that's Marvel.
he's Marvel. He's a lawyer, Daredevil, and he's trying to help Peter because he gets in something,
Yeah.
and I think something comes through a window, and Spidey senses are supposed to sense that, but Daredevil being blind, his senses are actually stronger than Spider-Man's, so he catches it instead, and everyone's like, "What?" So he's in it for like that. That's it, like 2 seconds.
Sure.
Sorry, spoiler. He's in it for like 2 seconds, but no, Daredevil, Luke Kane or Luke Cage, I think they're all in. That's all Marvel, and those shows were really good too, but they canceled them like
Yeah.
fast.
Well, Netflix has been known for canceling stuff now
Yeah.
too. So the main ones for DC is Superman and Batman
And Wonder Woman.
and Wonder Woman.
Those are the last 3 big movies that they did, and of course I don't know if they did a Flash movie or not. I don't know because I wouldn't have watched it, but I know he was in a lot of it.
Well, then they had what they were trying to get them all together, the Justice League or whatever.
Yeah, I know I saw it, but this is what I'm saying. It was so
Well,
I don't even remember.
why I jumped off the bandwagon was because of Batman versus Superman. I'm like, that's dumb. That's stupid. Yes, only because Superman's a good person would Batman be able to win.
I hate to say it, my favorite part of that movie was when they both realized that their mom's name was Martha.
Yeah, I heard that, but
I'm
I was like,
I'm
stupid.
how have I been reading comic books my whole life and I never thought of that? And then he's like Martha. He's like Martha. I'm like, oh my god, Martha. That was it. That was the only part of the movie
I
I
didn't
liked.
even watch it, but I was like, that's stupid. I don't want to see it. It's dumb. There's no contest there. Yes, Batman has a way to kill every superhero he knows, but
I 100% stand by that. I don't
I
think
was like, all Superman has to
he
do is
just
be like, "Boom, you're in space, you're dead."
yeah. And
Like,
Batman cheats. Yes, he brings kryptonite
yeah.
everywhere with him. I mean, I guess he has to because what if Superman goes crazy?
Why are
But
you so, against people? Where you're like, I have
well,
to make sure I have a way to kill all these super people.
he
They're supposed to
watched.
be good.
I think Batman stems from his parents' death. I mean,
Sure.
he watched his parents die, so he hates everyone and everything.
He's like, everybody can be evil, and I
Every
gotta make sure,
uh-huh.
including you. So you could be evil, and then you have a way to kill everybody when you turn evil.
Yeah, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I thought I went into the Justice League movies thinking, oh man, it's so many of them. It's gonna be great because the Avengers was great when it was all of them together.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is gonna be amazing because I started off as a DC person. This is gonna be great, and I hated that movie. Like, I just no desire to ever watch it
I
again.
think I saw it, but I don't remember anything about it.
I can't even remember if I saw it in theaters. That's how
The only thing I remember
uneventful
is
it
the
was.
Flash and Superman racing.
I don't even remember that. I see anything with that Flash. It's erased from my head.
That's all I remember. I barely remember Wonder Woman being in it. I think I remember they mentioned her invisible plane or whatever,
Hmm.
and she used that to get places. But besides that, I was like, I think they just didn't have enough lore about why they're together,
Yeah.
like why they got together. Like in Avengers, there's like super villains that come along, or like alien races that come along, where
Hmm.
they have to get everybody they can together, to try to save the world. But in the DC one, I'm like, why are they together?
Yeah.
What are they doing together? Like, I don't understand. But
Yeah. And it's just like so many iconic moments in the Avenger movies that like that scene where they are all standing there together on that bridge in New York and the camera pans around and
yeah.
it's just like one of those moments and they all start landing together and it's just like that's now a moment in pop history
Mm-hmm.
like that or cinematic history.
Sure.
It's iconic. In fact, we drove on that bridge in June.
Mm-hmm.
And I even was like telling Michael and Alex, like, look at your surroundings, look at where we are. This is where that battle was. Like, and like you just have those moments. And of course, Marvel is real places
Yeah.
versus DC, that's all fictional places.
Metropolis and
Metropolis and
yeah.
Gotham are not
Yeah,
real
Gotham,
places.
yeah.
So it's like maybe that
It's
falls
grounded
into
more
it
in
too.
reality.
Yeah, being ground. That's I like the way you said that because maybe because of that, you can like you said, you can relate to it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, everything takes place in New York, but like
Yes, of course.
but you see it, and you're like, man, I remember when this happened on the Avengers. You don't really have those moments in
Sure.
DC. You're not gonna be ever walking down somewhere and be like, man, here I am in Gotham City. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Like I
And
mean,
I think some of the Avenger heroes or whatever are
mhm,
just normal people. Yes, Batman is just a normal person, but like there's more like Avenger people who are just normal people who have skills or something. Like
mhm.
the
Hawkeye.
arrow guy, yeah.
Hmm.
And that other girl, does she have powers?
Natasha.
Black Widow or whatever.
Yeah, Romanoff. I think she was raised like as a child to be like a kind of like Elle from Stranger Things, where they kind of were trying to get her to be like some
Some kind of
killer,
experiment or
yeah,
something.
some kind of experiment. I don't know that with Natasha that they put anything in her. Like I think it was just her. She was trained to be like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
which one's the X-Men in?
Which one's the X-Men? What do you mean? Like,
Marvel or DC?
Natasha is part of
No, I
Marvel.
mean X-Men.
Oh, X-Men. Those are Marvel.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, they have all the people. That's why they're better.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many Marvel characters. Like, I'm sure there's more DC ones, but they're not like mainstream like all of the Marvel people.
And I mean, hey, we live in Orlando. Let's talk about theme parks with it.
Yeah.
You have Disney and Universal owns Marvel. Like
Hmm.
that's their stepchild that they
Right.
that they take care of together. And like you go here in Orlando, Islands of Adventure has Marvel Superhero Island, and a lot of those guys do come out.
Hmm.
Even if they don't come out in like the streets, they have the character dining and stuff. So you can see all those Marvel people.
Sure.
DC Six Flags kind of does DC.
Yeah.
Listen, I grew up going to Six Flags because I'm a theme park person, and any theme park my mom would take me to, I was like, let's go. Um, and I was so excited to go to Six Flags for the Batman. I think it was like around the time Batman Returns came out.
Okay.
And they renamed one of their roller coasters like for Batman. It was a whole Batman roller coaster and all this. And I don't even like Batman, but I was excited. I was like, oh my God, yes, I want to ride this roller coaster. And there was no Batman character. There was hardly any Batman merchandise.
Yeah.
It was like a Batman logo on a roller coaster that they already had there, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't even like a brand new roller coaster.
Yeah.
So it was like,
don't have as much marketing
yeah,
and hype as
I would have
Marvel
given
does.
anything as a child to have a Superman meet and greet at a theme park.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything. That would have been the highlight of my childhood.
Sure.
And they didn't have it. But, you know, I mean, I can't really say I was a child when Islands of Adventure opened, because, I mean, I started working there like 2 years after it opened, so I was already pretty grown. But, you know, being able to see the characters there, you know, for that inner child that didn't get the Superman experience,
Sure.
I was like, oh man, but look at all these Marvel characters. You know, and back then they used to have everyone come out. Like when Islands of Adventure first opened.
Yeah, a lot of the X-Men.
Yeah, they were all out. Wolverine. I mean, I thought it was so cool just to see all of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, maybe that's another reason why DC kind of falls flat, because they, like you said, they don't push it as much.
Yeah, they don't have the marketing budget, I guess.
I guess. And it's silly because they do have, like, I mean, Six Flags is not, they're maybe what, third or fourth behind maybe Busch Gardens and theme park world. But I mean,
yeah, because they're not in Orlando, which is
they're not
the tourist capital of the world.
But nonetheless, they, you know, they could have had the characters out. Do like Disney does. I mean, and this is coming from taking a page from Disney. Back when they used to have a lot of their Star Wars stuff out still, a lot of those characters that they had were not, like, Disney didn't supply them, essentially.
Okay.
You know, like it wasn't your mom's department making these. No, this was 501st. These were cosplayers, essentially. I mean, high level. 501st is, you know, top notch. I know.
Sure. I don't know
part of the
anything
501st,
about it.
So I would know. 501st is like, they look like they walked off the TV. Like,
sure.
Like they're that accurate. In fact, in the final episode of season 1 of The Mandalorian, all those extra stormtroopers that they have in there are from the 501st, because they needed a lot fast.
Sure.
And that's how accurate they are, that they were able to pull them. And Disney did that too. They couldn't have done that with Six Flags. You're going to tell me...
There's plenty of people who dress up as these
You're
characters.
going to tell me that there isn't a cosplayer or a stage actor or something, someone out there in wherever those Six Flags locations are. I know mine, the one I went to, was in New Jersey. New Jersey's a hop, skip, and a jump away from New York City. You're going to tell me in New York City they couldn't find
the
some
acting
actors,
capital of the world.
Come on now.
Outside of Los Angeles.
Little kid me would have been so happy. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think you nailed it with that analogy, that their marketing is not as good. They don't have the realism. Like, they don't
have as many characters that are popular too.
That's true. And so I feel like that's probably what it is. And it's sad because I was so gung-ho for DC to win, but it just,
it doesn't have enough support and enough people, I guess.
No, this new Superman movie, though, I know you don't like what you don't like about it, but the movie itself, even though it has like only maybe 4 minutes of Clark Kent, it was a good movie otherwise. It had that, I hate to be this cheesy, but it had that magic about it.
Sure.
You know, like the idea of, oh my God, there's Superman. And is Superman always gorgeous? Yes. Sure.
Well, when you were talking about Jon Favreau or whatever, and he was talking about being a fan or whatever, I kept hearing that song, like, there goes my hero.
Yes.
So, like, it's that kind of, oh, there's my hero, you know?
Yes.
From my childhood, and that's just the thing that you kind of want to feel in those movies too, like, oh, this is what I've been thinking about for so long, and they're here in my view now, and it's not just in my head anymore.
Exactly. And I mean, I've said it a lot that I've had a tough childhood, and I survived a lot of my childhood because of Superman. Like, that was where I escaped. There's always that book, always that story that someone escapes to, that it sticks with them.
Sure.
So my heart will always have a spot for Superman. I don't care if they make 20 new Superman movies over the next 40 years. I'm going to go watch every single one of them, and I'll try them. The only one I have not liked of the newest Superman is that new one with Tyler.
The TV show?
Lois and Superman. Whatever. There's something about him that I couldn't get behind. The Lois seems great, but if Superman is not...
I didn't like the Lois either. She was on, what's the Grimm show? and I watched that whole series, and I did not like her the whole time in the show, and I was like, I don't want to see her anymore in anything else. Sorry. And yeah, like you said, I didn't like the way that guy looked at Superman, and I was like, nope, that's not Superman.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, kind of for the new guy too, I'm like, like Henry was like, okay, you're Superman, but this new guy, I'm like, I'm sure he's great, but I'm like, something about his hair, I don't like it.
He, as an actor, I thought he was great. I loved him, and then as a person, he's like a humongous Star Wars fan.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, like. Do not get him going. Like, he's worse than me. Like, if you even just mention Star Wars,
sure.
All the interviews I have watched from the new movie, I think the interviewers figured it out. Like, within the first few interviews of him, they must have watched
Star Wars,
and they'll just mention it, and he goes off. He starts doing the sounds, and he starts explaining like little niche things, and I'm like, see, and I like nerds at that level. So I'm like, you know what? Perfect. Who
doesn't love a nerd?
Who doesn't love a good nerd? And he's in like one of the most iconic superhero roles. Good for you, man. Like, good for you.
You're doing it.
You're doing it. And I thought his portrayal of Superman was great. I can't give him a critique for his Clark, because he's only Clark for like 2 seconds.
It wasn't enough Clark, is why I didn't see that. And I just didn't like his hair. Something about his hair was like, I don't know what's happening here, but I don't like it.
That's funny. No, I thought he was great. I think he's super cute. I think everything about him was great. I would be okay if they kept him for a little bit, but with these movies, it's who knows.
Who's on? We're on to the next one, or whatever.
Who knows if we're already on to the next one. I was shocked when they announced that he was going to be cast as Superman. I was like, wait.
I didn't even know a Superman movie was coming out till about like 3 months before it came out. I was like, okay.
So there was a meme that was first released, and this part in the movie, spoiler, sorry guys, it's hilarious. He's sitting by a big open window, and he's just like adjusting his Superman boot. So I think he's in Lois's house. In the meme, we didn't know any of that. All we saw was just him adjusting his boot, and behind him was like this giant like alien thing or whatever, and that was it. It was just a still. It wasn't a gif or nothing. It was just a picture.
Sure.
And that photo went viral, and they kept putting him nonchalantly putting his boot behind other backgrounds and whatever, and it was a whole thing. But that scene in the movie is hilarious too, because this giant blobby alien thing is in the background destroying the city, and him and Lois are just having a conversation like nothing's happening. And like the other guys that like the other like Justice League members or whatever are fighting the blobby thing. So it's not like he's just letting the city be destroyed. Like, his friends got it, and it's a blobby thing that he could probably like destroy in one hit, and he's like, I don't want to deal with it. And the scene is so funny. Him and Lois are having a serious conversation, and meanwhile this thing is in the background, and it's like a purple blob, and it's so funny. So that movie didn't just have serious moments, it had really funny ones too. And the dog, forget it, Crypto.
Was the dog even in the trailer? Because I didn't know nothing about no dog until you two were talking about it after seeing the movie.
You didn't see the trailer then?
No, I didn't see the trailer.
The whole trailer was about the dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, the dog he steals the movie, man. Anything when you have a good dog, I like dogs more than people, so I was like, yes. The dog saved the movie, and I will watch it again and again just for that.
Just for the dog.
Just for the dog. I love him. Phoenix's dog she's mostly white. She has some brown spots, but she's mostly white. And I've been saying for years, I'm like, I gotta get a cape for Dixie. This year has to be the year, man. Crypto's popular this year. I gotta dust out my Supergirl costume, even though my hair is 100% not blonde anymore. But yeah. So I'm glad you figured it out, Silver. I'm glad we had this conversation, because I've always wondered what it was. And in 2 minutes, you were like, yeah, it's not realistic. And Marvel has more characters.
I don't know that I figured the whole thing out, but that's some parts of it, I'm sure.
You did. Good job.
Thanks.
Look, speaking of John Farrell and his best creation, look at Grogu. I have him in a little Spider-Man outfit. I'll never say that man's name right. I'm so sorry, John. I do love you as a director, but my Labubu was dressed up like Spider-Man too, but he
fell on the ground.
He decided to go somewhere else. But I made him an outfit out of a sock, a Spider-Man outfit out of a sock, a brand new sock, not a
Okay.
used sock. Because my mom was like, "Ew, you made him a costume out of a dirty sock." No, mom, it was brand new. Thanks.
All right. Well, anything you're nerding out about?
I'm still I know this costume has been mentioned so many times, but it's not easy making a big costume like this. Zeb from The Mandalorian. The deadline's coming up. It's getting here. It's less than a month now. Actually, just yesterday I was watching clips from The Mandalorian, slowing down the clips to watch just to get specific details for this costume for Zeb that we're making. I was really hoping he had 5 fingers, like 4 fingers and a thumb, like 5 appendages. He doesn't. He has 4. And I know that sounds so silly, but you know, when you're a human wearing a costume, you have to now make a prop or a piece that has 4. And I did it with Neil, and I did it with my Labubu costume where they have 4, because that seems to be the common trend in aliens and monsters, for 3 fingers, 1 thumb. But this costume, everything, like all like the hands and the feet and the face are all like latex. And I will be honest, I'm not all that great with it. That's how I messed up this finger when I was doing Neil's latex hands. And that was in March, and this finger's still messed up. Like I have days where I can't even bend it. It hurts so bad.
I'm sorry.
Yes. So I'm like, do I really want to risk injury again with my not like my skill level's not really there? Or do I want to learn to do this more? I know you were saying in like a few weeks ago that you have like these charts to like better yourself, and you're wanting to do all these goals, and cosplay is such a big thing for me. And I'm like, I keep thinking of you as I'm saying to myself, I'm just gonna be lazy and just do 5 fingers. Who's gonna notice? And I'm like, no. The point in this world is to better yourself. Learn a skill you don't know. Use protective wear when you're doing stuff with acetone.
Yes.
Which I now have, and I have moving forward. I have used acetone again, and I have used the proper protective wear.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, once you mess up your finger once, you
learn your lesson.
You learn the hard way. But no, I was trying to figure it out yesterday. Also too, it's not me who's wearing this one. It's Michael who's wearing it. Michael has some skin issues, and so I have to be very cautious about what materials I use with him. It's not with me where I'm like, whatever. Is it toxic acetone that's going to peel my face off? I don't care. Let's just do it. But
I think you should care.
I know, and I do, but I can wear a lot. Like I can
deal with a lot more things. Yes.
Whereas Mike cannot. So I have to take that into consideration as well when it comes to his hands, because his hands have eczema pretty bad. So we'll see. I don't know. I have maybe 2 to 3 weeks to really finish this. That's all I have left of this costume. It's just the hands and the feet.
Okay.
And then the costume will be done. It's for the end of September. So I know it's like, oh, you have a month, but when you're making hands and you're making feet and I don't 100% know what I'm doing, I need that amount of time to get it right.
For sure. If it's something you brand new you're learning, you definitely don't know how long the learning curve is, so you definitely should give time for it.
For sure. And and again, it has to be something that Michael can wear that won't irritate his skin, because we're talking latex and fur, like the arms and the arms and the feet, and the arms and the legs go from fur to the latex hands and feet. And those are 2 materials that I've never put on Michael before, so I have to figure out a lining. I have to figure out a safe way to make the hands. So it's a whole process, and that's really what I've been just doing so much research on and watching YouTube videos. And a good friend of mine passed away. You remember John passed away a few months ago. Well, gosh, it's been 6 months now. He has a book that I had just been meaning to pick up, that it teaches you how to do like different layering and fur and stuff. It was actually a conversation him and I had. Like we were talking for like hours about it. Like I want to say 2 years ago now. And from that conversation, I learned a lot, because he was learning himself too. He was trying to make a Chewbacca costume. Okay. And Zeb and Chewbacca technically have the same concepts. Like in when it goes from fur to not fur, and only, of course, Chewbacca's full fur.
No, I don't know.
You don't know who Chewbacca is?
I mean, I know who Chewbacca is. I don't know who the other one is.
You scared me from Okay, so Zeb is not as popular as Chewbacca. Nowhere near. No. He is in the Star Wars world, but he's not like mainstream like Chewbacca. Everyone knows Chewbacca. But,
sure.
but the concepts of making the Chewbacca costume and the Zeb costume are very similar. And I remember everything John taught me. So I keep saying to myself, I gotta make John proud because he taught me so much like 2 years ago. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
And within the next 3 weeks, hopefully I'll have Zeb 100% ready.
Cool.
Because we're meeting the voice actor. Usually that's why I make the costume if I know. And we've actually met this voice actor before.
Mm-hmm.
Because voice actors always do a plethora of things. But I really was impressed with how they portrayed Zeb in The Mandalorian. Like that was like I want to say that was the first live action because he's been in the cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks so different in real life. Like of course he's gonna look different in real life. But like I remember when he was only, as of right now, he was only in The Mandalorian for maybe like 4 or 5 minutes, if even that. But just watching him come on the screen was so impressive. I was like it just, when it's something takes your breath away so instantly like that, you're like, yes, gotta work on that.
Sure.
So that's it for me for right now.
Okay. Well, I'm starting to reread Harry Potter, so obviously that's probably what I'm nerding out about. I put the first part of it on the channel, but yeah, just realizing how I think Hermione coined it, that wizards are kind of don't have a lot of logic. So I'm in the first chapter, literally the first chapter of the book. And I'm like, I'm just thinking because I'm having to think more about it because I'm going page by page. And so the first half of the chapter, it's about the Dursleys, and Vernon's going to work as a drill, a director at a drill company. uh, and so I'm like, what's so normal about thinking about drills all day? What do you even have to think about all day about drills? And then I started listing off stuff about drills, and I was like, okay, there's a lot. But then he kept seeing wizards on the street celebrating, and I'm like, why? Why are they on the Muggle street celebrating? Like, they don't have drinks. They're just out there with robes on, wizarding robes, trying to give out the secret that they're wizards or whatever all day. Because he sees them at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then he sees them when he goes to lunch, which I'm assuming is going to be midday. Mm-hmm. They're still out there on the street just gossiping and celebrating. I'm like, what are you doing out here? Like, why are you here all day? And even like McGonagall, she shows up at their house in the morning. He sees her in the morning. Mm-hmm. She's still there when he gets home after work, which is like after 5. Why are you here all day? Like, you have the ability to teleport or apparate or disapparate. Like, why are you sitting here all day? And like, even the phrase where Dumbledore's like, oh, I passed a dozen parties on the way here. What do you mean you passed parties? You walked somewhere? Like, you didn't drive somewhere. You don't have a car. You can teleport. What do you mean?
They don't use magic to their full potential, for sure. Like they should.
It's like, you ain't passed by no parties unless you went to a bunch of parties. And then why are y'all partying all day? I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. And then who told everybody? I always thought it was Hagrid, but he was busy getting Harry. Like, why did you send Hagrid to get Harry? He can't even do magic. Like, what a bunch of dumb decisions in this first book by all the wizards, by McGonagall, by Dumbledore, by Hagrid. Like you said, like, Sirius let him take Harry, so that's dumb decision on his part. Like, what a bunch of stupid decisions they were making in this first chapter.
Hagrid's motorbike adventure. It's not even his motorbike.
No.
It's not even Hagrid's
So
bike.
yeah, just me really thinking about what's going on in these chapters. I'm like, this is dumb. Why are they out here all day? Like, can't you go to Leaky Cauldron or in Diagon Alley or Hogsmeade or somewhere where, wizards congregate? Why are you out here on a Muggle street in Surrey? Like, why? So that just doesn't make sense to me. And I guess it's just so she could have weird stuff happening around the regular people, but I'm like, this weird stuff doesn't make sense. What are they doing here? They're just standing around gossiping on the street all day, because he saw them in the morning, and then at lunchtime he overhears them still talking about it all day. Like, yes, I know it's exciting and they've been at war for like 12 years or whatever, but Why are you out here in the middle of the street all day? And then I was like, did McGonagall bring something to eat? Was she like eating rats or something because she was a cat or something? Because I'm sure Pettigrew eats stuff as a rat. But I'm like, what? Did you bring something to eat? Did you have somewhere to go to the bathroom? Like, did you just go because you're a cat?
Maybe I really hate to defend JK, but maybe it was just, like I've written a few stories in there. I've never finished one, but in the beginning, you're not really 1,000% sure
What's going on?
what direction you're going in.
Right.
And maybe like she had something in her mind for this, and then she just never cycled back to it.
Yeah.
Or like maybe just trying to like open our eyes to maybe there are more things that we as muggles don't see.
And I get it as a device to show like the Dursleys are as normal as you can get, although they're not. They're weirdos, but showing the juxtaposition between what's happening in the wizarding world versus the real world, and then those worlds kind of colliding a little bit before we know what's going on. So you have whispers over here of something that's happening, but we're from Vernon's point of view, so we have no idea what's really happening. I understand that, but and maybe there's just no way for her to have these worlds intercollide if they're not on the regular street as wizards. Like, she could have maybe just left, because they talk about it on the news. They talk about all the owls. Like, so they're sending letters back and forth on owls all day. So there's more owls than anyone's ever seen out in the world in the middle of the day, too. And then they're shooting off shooting stars with their wands. So they're like at a July 4th event where the people are shooting off guns or something, like with their, why? Like, I get it, you're celebrating, but why here? Why we're
doing it wrong?
As McGonagall is saying, you're about to spill our secret right when the war's over. So just the illogicalness of wizards. But that's what I'm nerding out about, just getting deeping thinking about what's going on in those Harry Potter books, and just getting deeper into the lore, which I'm always interested in. So that's that.
Just as a writer too, because I know you like to write, it is really smart to do that, because it teaches you, like, how to think forward in a way. So that you're doing that is really impressive, because it is going to teach you something, even if it's not what your goal is to. It's just it will teach you something, which is cool.
Sure. And it'll teach me to avoid plot holes or weird dates, because it says it's a Tuesday, but Tuesday in 1981 after Halloween was like a Tuesday, or when Tuesday after Halloween was like 4 days later. So, well, what were they doing for 4 days? Because they died on Halloween. And so you left Harry there for 3 days after the parents are gone, and nobody to feed him or take care of him for 3 days. Like, what was happening? But it's just she just decided it was Tuesday because that's the most boring day, but that's not the actual date of the day after Voldemort fell. So all right, well, that's the end of our episode. Thanks so much for hanging out with us here on Nerd Talk. Let us know in the comments what you're nerding out about, what you think is why Marvel is doing better than DC, and any comments you have in regards to that.
Yes, are you a Marvel fan or you a DC fan? Are you both?
Which camp are you in? But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, see ya.
Bye.